Gang sexy. Let's get back to Tunisia here, back to the mountainous desert. We're still in February, but we've only got 3 turns left in February. Now, we were hoping, as far as the Axis side was, to all right. Let's back up a little bit here. So, came up with a strategy, talking with all the guys online during our 24-hour stream we did last weekend about what my strategy thoughts for this game were. And they were to decided to go ahead and strike up in the north with the Germans and try to drive as many of the Allied forces as I could off the map, okay? And we actually got the Allies pushed back and started to move towards the town of Bonn, Bone, whatever you want to call it, way up yonder. But then the misfortune happened. We were going to attack, do as much damage as we could up there so that we could turn some of the mobile units back down to the south to get ready for Monty and the 8th Army's arrival. Okay? Well, I decided to use the optional rule to give Monty the benefit of the doubt that maybe he was moving quicker than what he actually did. So they have a table in there for the 8th Army's arrival. And on the first turn, which is the 15th of February, you roll on this table, and if it's a 5 or 6, 8th Army is released and they start arriving on the map. And there's a reinforcement chart that shows who arrives first, then 1 turn later, then 2 turns later, 3 turns later, 4. And right off the bat, I rolled a 6. So, while 15th Panzer is headed this way from here, you can't see it. 15th Panzer is down here. They're headed up that way. 21st is already up there fighting. 10th Panzer has been up there all along fighting in the region in here, okay? And we were going to push along the coast. Well, the first elements of 8th Army, which is 7th Armor, which is a very, very, very large, good unit, boom, right on the map, right into the front here. They destroyed a unit that was trying to get back into the lines. They caught him and destroyed him. And now 8th Army is going to start arriving in consecutive turns for about, I don't know, I think it's 4 or 5 turns. They're going to have forces that arrive all the time, nonstop. Plus, the Allies are going to keep getting their reinforcements up in on the other side of the map where they've been getting them all along, which I don't see the compass, so I can't tell you. It looks like is that upside down? Yeah, I can't have my glasses on. I'll tell you in a second here. Hold on. So they're going to be still arriving from the west and from Algiers. All right. And not only that, they're getting supplies from that end, and now they're getting supplies down here from the 8th Army's end where they're coming in at. So we built up quite a nice force down here, and I took almost all of the mobile units. I didn't take the Centauro division. I kept the 90th LE, and I kept the 164th LE down here, plus some other little units in here to try to fill in these hedgehogs and try to slow up 8th Army. Well, we'll see. Because if they can hold and detain them for, I don't know, a month, half a month, maybe a little more, maybe 3/4 of a month, I figured it would give time for the Germans to do their thing. Yeah, well, that didn't exactly happen either, so let's see if I can't show you. So we decided, since Monty's on the map, let's start attacking up here with the Allies. And they did. They attacked in here, destroyed a unit, and pushed this, or DG'd this one. All right. They attacked up here and took this intersection back, this town right here back. And I mean, they crushed that unit. Then they exploited and hit what was left of it and destroyed the remaining 2. Rolled like a 12 on a 10-to-1 attack. All right. So now the Germans have lost a couple of good armor units up there, and now they may have to rethink their position. So I don't think the Germans are done as far as being able to attack up in this region. But I don't know if I have an answer to that question until I see what 8th Army does down here, or if this defensive line can hold down here. All right. All right, so there it is. We're continuing on with Tunisia too. I wanted to shoot this because, like I say, now the game has changed. And this is kind of what I was waiting for in the game, to see what happens when 8th Army arrives and see how that changes the battle. All right. So we're going to keep getting after this. Yeah, a little slow going because the movement and thought process is taking a lot longer. Plus, it's golf season. I'm getting ready to start doing that too. So, but we'll knock out as much of this as we can. I want to play this thing through to the end, or to a point. If the Brits take those 2 ports up here, it's going to end anyhow. So, but the Germans were starting to drive. They've got a good majority of the victory locations, but the Americans and the Brits and the French have now turned the table up there, and they're going to start attacking. And the Americans have quite a sizable force right there with 1st Infantry Division, and they still got some 1st Armored Unit left, and they got some independent armored units. But now a lot of those can't cross the Algerian border, so they'll be on the defensive. But we'll see what happens. And of course, air power. I mean, come on. Here's the Desert Air Force down here. They're just massive. These units over here are from the Algiers box. I just put them down here because I don't want to reach across the map. So, all right, let's get after this. Tunisia 2. We're more than halfway through February, and we'll report just as soon as we see what happens with this attack down here. Might come sooner than later. See you soon.